Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson is brought to you by Penis Water for the ebbs and flows of life. Trust Penis 15 Water.
On your mark, get set. Let's go.
I can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Mister, will you please wake up?
Montana looking, throwing in the end zone. Caught it! Right!
Palmero over the head of Jenks. Uribe charges, throws, out! And the White Sox have won the World Series.
And that'll do it. It's over. The Golden State Warriors return to a familiar place. They're on top of the NBA world.
We're down to 2, now to 1. Here's Jordan. Yes! It's all over for Chicago.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Hey, this promises to be fun.
Oh, yeah!
Person that I love dearly, it's Friday. Yes, it is. It's a Friday edition of Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson, with one half of that duo, Cole Johnson. The other half will probably join momentarily. And soon to join me will be, and I'll get the introduction out the way. Now batting, the man who is happy that Aaron Judge is the American League most valuable player for 2022. Number 420, Wise El Jefe. Number 420.
Good morning.
Good morning to you, sir. How are you?
I'm good. Just enjoying some soup right now.
Cool. Well, as you enjoy that soup, I will lay down how we're going to do this. So at the bottom of the hour, we will have Sam Shady of the Shady Sports Network. Top of hour number 2, we will have Ben Sudderth III, as I say, the owner, the manipulator, and the operator of BS3 Network. And we will, along with that, in between then and the segment that I think we all wait for every week, we'll do our NFL picks, and then we will conclude with Enter the BoomSHOCKalaka with Chris Bass.
Yes.
I love
Fridays.
Oh, I do too. But I think it's time to make my partner happy here, so it's time to go around the rip around. Shall we say we're surprised? No. Aaron Judge, the center fielder / right fielder of the New York Yankees, took home the American League most valuable player, and it was not even close. Of course, he broke an American League record this year with 62 homers, came close to getting the Triple Crown, but pretty good, if you would ask me. He is the 14th Yankee to win the award, and the first in, and this is why I can't believe, 15 years. Wow. But yeah, I tip the cap to Aaron Judge. He deserves it. He had one great year, great season, and it looked like everything for him came together. And I'm proud of him. And unfortunately, you are. Oh, hold on. You are on mute, sir.
I am muted. Oh, I did it myself. Yeah. But he had a great year, without a doubt. Now all he needs to do is do the right thing and resign. And if he doesn't, I wish him the best. But I think he's one of those players that is a legacy Yankee. So the Yankees better do whatever they can to resign him.
Yeah, I think he's a legacy Yankee. He fits the mold. He fits the mold. He's the first player since Jeter that I could actually say, yeah, this is a legacy Yankee. Yeah. And yeah, I agree. I think the Yankees need to make sure they solidify him, because that is not only is the future of the team, I think it's the future of the league. I mean, he's the face of of baseball. And yes, I'm saying this as an Astros fan. The truth is the truth. Aaron Judge is the face of Major League Baseball. It's not even a question about that. So yeah, unfortunately, the scuttlebutt is he might be looking to go back home, and home for him is the Bay Area. And of course, the Giants might be coming knocking. Who knows? But I think the Yankees would do themselves a service to re-sign him, because they need him.
Definitely.
Now that's the American League MVP. How about the National League? And say hello to Paul Goldschmidt. Yes, he of the Cardinals. He was selected as the NL's most valuable player. Now he came close to almost hitting the Triple Crown in the National League. 404 on base percentage, 45 homers, 115 ribbies, and a 578 slugging percentage. Now he was considered a runaway winner because he received 22 to 31 place votes. The ones that were in competition were teammates Nolan Arenado and Manny Machado of the Padres.
Goldie had a great year.
Yeah,
Goldie really had a great year. I thought after he got traded from Arizona to St. Louis, he was going to go on the decline. But he's playing some great baseball in St. Louis. I think that might have rejuvenated him.
Yeah, and and to your point, thinking that this probably would be the twilight of his career, he did this at 35. So, yeah, and this is not the first time he's flirted with it. I mean, he was runner-up in 2013 and 2015, and finished third in 2017. So this is not a new thing for him. The new thing is he actually won the award.
Yeah.
But he's actually been an underrated good player for the last decade. So
no, he's been one of the if not Freddie Freeman, he might be the best first baseman in National League.
That's a good comparison. Yeah, I would say it's probably between Goldschmidt and Freeman as the best first baseman in the National League. I agree. Along with it, he claimed his fifth Silver Slugger award as well, and he's the first Cardinal to win the award since the now newly minted retiree Albert Pujols when he did it in back-to-back years of 2008 and 2009. Well, hopefully the Cardinals can ride that wave, and let's see if there's any more juice in Goldschmidt's tank. But that's enough of baseball. To the hardwood, where there actually was a Kawhi Leonard sighting? Yeah, that's right. So a month into the season, Kawhi Leonard finally returned to the court, and this is for the first time since, if I'm not mistaken, 2020. And he didn't really do all that great, but what would you expect from such a long layoff? 2 of 8 with 5 rebounds in 24 minutes, but he didn't lead the team, but he slightly helped the hometown Clippers to a 96-91 victory. He said that it felt good to be back. Now the question is, can he sustain being back? Your thoughts, sir?
6 points he dropped, but like you said, it's been nearly 2 years since he's really been on the court.
Right. And I mean, he's been hampered for a lot longer. A lot of people said that he actually was hampered for much of that Raptors run in 2019. So, yeah. Now, Reggie Jackson led the Clippers of 23 with Paul George and Marcus Morris, which I had to do a double take when I saw that name, with 16. I was like, Marcus Morris is scoring that many points? Wow. Okay.
Well, they're under the. What are they? What's their record anyway?
I think they're close to 500, if I'm not mistaken. If
they have any shot at winning the title, Kawhi needs to be on the court.
Oh, that's not even a question. That's not even a question. If they are a serious title contender, Kawhi has to be on the court, and if he misses any significant time, forget about it. That's not even a debate to me. I agree with you. Now that's what the Clippers feel. They feel as though that I think they can be that serious contender because they believe that he could actually be on the court, but they've already dealt with him not being on the court for a month already in this year. Yeah. And their record is 9-7. So if the season would end today, they'd be in the play-in area. But the good news is they're only a game and a half out of the top slot. So the West is right now jam-packed with a lot of contenders.
Well, you got the Warriors who are 6-7.
Yeah, and right now they're outside of that. Yeah. So you have, and actually the Clippers are the last team in that bit. 9 teams are within 2 games of the top spot in the West. So this actually might be a really good race as we come down to the wire. But it's only 1 month. We got 5 more to go. Let's see what happens. And then there is the game that was going to be in Buffalo between the Bills hosting the Browns, but now that's moving to Detroit or Detroit. Now, of course,
Yeah.
of course, there's a lot, and I do mean a lot of snow that's been dumped in.
Projected, it's been bumped in Buffalo already, and it's gonna looks like it's gonna continue to be dumped on Buffalo.
Right.
So
There's a lot of snow that's already been dumped there, and they're projecting to be more snow to come. That lake effect snow that normally plagues them, but not necessarily during this time of year. That normally happens for them, from
later
what I
on,
understand,
yeah.
like January, February, sometimes December, but more than likely January and February. But
Yeah.
yeah, this unexpected huge deluge of snow has now moved that game from there to Detroit, where they're playing Ford Field. The kickoff is for 1 Eastern on Sunday. And for the Bills, it's easy for them because, well, they play there on Sunday and they will play there again on Thursday when they are the road team as the Lions play them on the Lions, at the Lions traditional Thanksgiving game, which of course kickoff there is 12:30 Eastern. But there's been a lot of griping about, well, come on, you're supposed to play in the elements, and this is ridiculous. I mean, this shouldn't be a problem. And I'm thinking if this game got moved, I don't think it's because of the playing conditions. I think it's because I think people are saying that it might be a public safety hazard for the people coming to the game.
Yeah. No, it is.
Yeah.
I believe me, I live in the snowy area, so I know
Right.
when you get hit with a lot of snow, it is not safe out on those roads.
Right.
So
And-
I would, yeah, it would. People wouldn't show up to the game. They would not show up to the game.
Right.
Well, at least they would. I would hope they wouldn't show up to the game.
Mm-hmm. And well, and it's a little bit different for you because you had to deal with some mountains. So
Yeah, I'm in the mountains.
so that's even worse. If roads ice up, forget about it. So yeah, I totally understand that. And it looks like we have been joined by somebody, but I will do that after we end today's whip around.
What?
All right. My partner in crime is here, I think. The founder of Snowman in the Morning, Brian Snow. Yeah, you will probably hear him in the background. Good
morning, gents.
Good morning to you, gentlemen.
Good
I hope
morning.
everything's good with you.
Yeah, got a retina scan here in about a half hour, but wanted to check in really quick. I'm doing the wise thing. I'm doing it by via audio only because we're in the process of getting ready and getting going. Quick promo: Best of Snowman in the Morning makes its debut on the SDM Sports Radio Network and other networks across the country tomorrow. Tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern time, and Sunday, same time.
All right. That's good to know. Oh, you will have a delivery, sir.
I can't wait.
After the show's over.
I can't wait. And also tomorrow night on the SDM Sports Radio Network, 7:30 tip-off. It's the Jennings County Panthers and the Greensburg Pirates, preceded by the Dairy Queen pregame show. And I'll have an interview with head coach Christy Sigler in the midst of that, planning and putting all that together. And this will be my first full season since 2015. I'm loving it. I'm loving the grind and the preparation.
First in 7 years. Cool. I'm so glad that the Snowman is getting back in full force. Love
yes,
it, man.
Indeed. Yes,
Loving
indeed.
That.
And do you know how many times I watched the City Fifth after we did that?
How many?
10.
So you watched the City Fifth 10 times, huh?
And each time has made me roar with laughter more than the last time.
Oh Lord!
Or after I saw the clip, I sent Cole a message and was like, "Yo, you's a damn fool."
And Wise, I finally audibly cut the don't do it. I finally cut that audibly, but I may need you to record that because when I cut it and you said don't do it, somebody that's in front of the camera right now started cracking up laughing.
Yeah, I can try to do it. It just comes out naturally, so we gotta. I don't know.
I know. I'll use the clip that I have now until we get another don't do it moment. Congrats to Paul Goldschmidt, National League MVP. Congrats to Aaron Judge, American League MVP, and congrats to the Tennessee Titans for ending the Packers season last night.
And we will talk
Very
about
handily.
that in the next segment because I have some choice words to say about that. To the Fanatic Feedback Zone, we say hello to the people who really make this show run. That is
What's
you
up,
all.
Victor?
Victor Locke, good morning to you, sir. I hope that you are having a wonderful morning, sir. A Pizzle, how you doing, my brother? I hope everything's
What's up,
good with
A
you in your
Pizzle?
world. Andrew, I know you're happy. Judge being the MVP. Good morning to you, sir. He says, absolutely. Make him a career Yankee. No ifs, ands, or buts. I
And
agree.
congrats, and with Ryan McCoffey in the house, congrats to the New Jersey Devils, 11 consecutive wins.
Yes, definitely. Congratulations to the New Jersey Devils. Sig Diggy in the house. He says, good morning, everybody. TGIF.
Yes,
Somebody
indeed.
on Johnny Kemp's Just Got Paid. It's Friday night.
Oh, gosh.
Shaking. Rest in peace, Johnny.
Rest in peace indeed. Good morning to Sig Diggy in Norway, which makes us internationally syndicated. And good luck to the Montreal Alouettes and the Winnipeg Blue Bombers as the Grey Cup is this Sunday at Mosaic Stadium in Regina, Saskatchewan.
Oh, you said it correctly.
Yeah, Regina, Saskatchewan. I've had a chance to talk to a couple people up in Regina, and including our buddy Rod Peterson. The festivities and everything is off the hook. Canada had the Grey Cup. We have the Super Bowl. And if all goes well in 2 years, the crew and their families, courtesy of SDM Sports Radio, will be flying to Vancouver, British Columbia for the Grey Cup because it's at BC Place in 2024.
Right. Victor says, oh, yeah, throw your neighborhood in the air if you don't care. He says, oh, sorry about the other mistake comment. Six says, what's good, A Pizzle? He also weathers well there. He says, same to you, Victor and Andrew. Victor says it's cold, very cold.
Quite cold.
I figure in Chicago would be very cold. He says that they're looking at single digits there. Woo, goodness gracious. All right.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Six says it's cold where he is, and of course where he is Norway. He says he's expecting snow sometime next week around our Thanksgiving. So I hope you enjoy Thanksgiving where you are next week, Sick.
We already got snow here. And it wasn't a dusting either. Woke up last Saturday.
Yeah.
And the entire yard was covered.
Yeah.
And my wife said, what the hell is that?
Yeah. Sick ass if you're talking about Celsius or Fahrenheit. He's talking Fahrenheit. So basically for you say it's negative Celsius. Victor says we got a light dusting here, but it's supposed to ramp up throughout the weekend. And of course he asked Andrew how he's doing. Six says I agree with Wise. Road safety will have the snow plows working extra hard on those streets and roads. I can tell you here in Nashville, the problem here is not necessarily snow, it's ice. And people barely know how to drive when it's in good conditions here. When it's icy, forget about it.
That was so true when we were in North Carolina.
Yeah. I'm about to say North Carolina's probably the same.
Ice falls. What's funny about North Carolina, 1 inch of snow can fall and everybody's scrambling to the grocery store.
Oh yeah.
And an hour later the snow will be melted.
And all the milk and bread will be empty.
Yep. Milk aisle gone. Bread aisle gone.
Victor tips his cap to you, Mr. Snowman. Says good morning, Kingpin.
Good morning, Victor.
And Ryan, true to form, he says good morning, gentlemen, and good morning everyone watching and listening. Today's program is brought to you by the number 11, as in the New Jersey Devils have won 11 games in a row.
Keep on fire, New Jersey. Keep on fire.
I know you're happy, Ryan. Six says, Vic, wow, We hit -1 or 2 Celtics a few times. Ugh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Sick also says Snowman and Cole will have to antagonize Wise for that soundbite to come out organically.
Yeah, it'll have
like
to
that.
be. It'll have to be. It'll be unexpected.
It would probably have to be when Brian is able to come here and he plays that Altuve homer off of Chapman 5 straight times.
No, I'm over that.
And I'll do it with Robert Ford's call.
Because with me, I looked at it at Chapman and was like, "What the hell are you doing throwing Altuve a fastball right over the plate?"
I look me the one because I heard it over the radio. When I saw it, I wasn't even about yes, the Astros made the World Series. I was about really. You left the batting practice pitch
right over
to Altuve?
Right over the plate.
That was a batting practice pitch.
Right over the plate.
No heat at all. I'm like,
yeah, you
deserve to have that get smashed.
You didn't know buzzes or nothing for that one. That one was just
there. And of course,
and
of course, Robert Ford went nuts.
Yo, yeah, as he should have.
Robert Ford went crazy.
But Wise, I'm telling you, that was the first thought I had. I'm like, Araldis.
I mean, you were blowing people away.
How in the world you throw that meatball?
Blowing people away with 100-mile-an-hour pitches, and then he throws that one.
I'm like, yeah, 3-digit heat. But it's like it basically was an 84-mile-an-hour changeup. I'm like, dude, you should know better. And it looks like he's on his way out of the pinstripes anyway.
A changeup. Changeup.
Mm-hmm. Victor says, yeah, that's what I heard about Dallas. An inch or two on the ground and everything shuts down. Yes. I will add this disclaimer too about Dallas as well, Vic. So you know how in other areas, especially Chicago, you all prepare and you put salt on the roads and all of that. We do brine here in Nashville. Dallas and Houston, they wouldn't put salt, they wouldn't put brine, they will put sand on the roads.
I've seen that.
But yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. And it can ice up there often in Dallas. So that's what's really more messed up about that. He says either that or you hear the old familiar heartbeat. Yeah, that's true. Doom, 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 doom. In a world where Ryan says, sick, tastes great knowing that your favorite NHL team has won 11 in a row.
Mm-hmm.
And Vic asks, what's your brew for today, sir? So we will now take a quick step away, do a pause for the cause, and when we come back, we will probably be joined by the one and only Sam Shady of the Shady Sports Network. I'm sure he's a little bit excited and probably a little bit forlorn about what has happened in the past week, but we will get to that. We may even get to some Grey Cup talk as well. You were tuned in to Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson. YSL Jefe joining us as he always does every Thursday and Friday. We'll be back right after this.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like Boomstick Lady. No free throw is safe from the roar of her sticks. SeatGeek helps her find a seat in the direct eye line of the shooter so she can sit where her boomsticks make the biggest boom. Everybody okay? SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Have you had a chance to visit the brand new Snowman in the Morning shop yet? You haven't? Then what are you waiting for? Go to our new web address, snowmaninthemorning.com/shop. That's snowmaninthemorning.com/shop, where you can shop for all kinds of items like a coffee mug, a t-shirt, a sweatshirt, a book bag, and everything else that you need to have the same outfits and the same gear that the crew has. And with each purchase, you will be helping the Snow Strong initiative. We got a lot to do in a short time to get there. Go to snowmaninthemorning.com/shop and get the same stuff that the crew has. And when you do that, tell them Snowman sent you. Thanks. This is a BS3 Network presentation. Politics.
They'll write the law, but they'll enforce it differently. Is that going to apply both ways?
Religion.
God never said that we can't reason together. Matter of fact, he said, let us sit and reason together.
Relationship.
I believe that everybody wants and needs somebody.
From a man's perspective.
They say, girls, if I put some polish on that and get him to buy some different clothes, girl, he could be a winner chicken dinner.
Join the thought engineer.
There's nothing wrong with me developing my piece and you developing your piece, but understand the goal is to come together.
And comedian John Yogi.
Negro, I don't need you putting on no chapstick up there in the pulpit. You do that over there in your chair.
Get ready for Monday. Live every Monday at 7 p.m. Central.
Course, Steph Curry, Tim Anderson, Jordan Alvarez,
and it's caught. Deebo Samuel with the catch.
Michael Jordan consents.
The throw just got the king.
BS3 Network.
The hottest of hot takes. The coldest of cold hard facts. This is Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson. Weekdays at 8 a.m. Eastern. Check your local listings for your viewing and listening pleasure.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Well, Dr. K, you go on to Instagram, Twitch, TikTok, and Twitter. That is official SIT Morn. It's official SIT Morn on the Twitter, on the TikTok, on the Twitch, and on Instagram. Y'all come back out, you heard. Well, that is Friday. Yes, Friday. Welcome back to Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson. YSLFA joining me as well. He is to my left, your right. And support the show. Why don't you? Go to patreon.com/SIT Morning, where you get all behind the scenes footage from all the shenanigans that we have here. You already see what we do in front of the screen. Just imagine how it is behind it. Go to patreon.com/SIT Morning, where you can do that. And also, if you feel led to donate, you will have the cash apps below in a second. And one of them is, of course, the hashtag Tallman Dr. K50. That's 50. Hashtag, I'm sorry, $ Tallman Dr. K50 for the hashtag there. Also to hashtag, also to $ host Cole Johnson. If you feel led to contribute and donate. We will be joined momentarily by the one and only Sam Shady, the Shady Sports Network. And before he does join us, let's see, what do I feel like actually talking to you about off the cuff? All right, so we talked about Judge being the MVP in the American League. Your Giants, 7-2.
My Giants.
How do you feel about them?
Oh, I feel good. Now, if we can, because for some reason Detroit has an offense, just no defense. So if we can limit their points, I think we're doing good. We look good.
Yeah. And I think that sort of plays to their strengths. I mean, it looks like when I see the Giants up close, it looks like they're a team that wants to manage expectations all the way through. You know, they're not going to be the ones that wow you, and they're not the type that are sexy. They're not explosive offensively. They can be explosive defensively, but they're growing. They're young. But they seem to be assignment oriented. And what I mean by that is whatever areas they're supposed to cover, they make sure they cover it. And normally that lends itself to being a solid defense. They may not be sexy, may not get the overall sacks, although you do have some guys who can get after the QB. Yes. And in fact, you've got 3 who do. But I'm loving the fact that it's not the sexy pass rusher that they have yet. But in order to execute against this team, you have to make sure on offense you do all your due diligence, you dot all your I's, you cross all your T's, and making sure that you can get the Giants off their timing. Because if you can't, they will stop whatever you do come up with. So they're not sexy, but they do the job, and I like that about them. And I think that gives a lot of teams fits.
They get put in a position to be themselves. Wink puts them in a position to. He uses his pieces correctly. He knows what his guys can do, and he puts them in a position to succeed.
That's the one thing about Wink Martindale. Of course, he's the former Ravens defensive coordinator. Now he's a defense coordinator for the Giants, and that I think is the key ingredient to the success of the Ravens D. Is that okay? We may not have the shutdown corner, we may not have the stud pass rusher, we may not have the guy who can clean up every mistake possible at middle linebacker. But if all 11 can do their jobs, we don't need to have that one stud to take care of everything. And when you have that mentality, I think that is where you can really make good hay. And then that is when you will have people who can become shutdown corners, people who actually can be that stud pass rusher from the edge. You can have the space heater up the middle, and you can have the linebacker in the Mike linebacker who can look at everything and say, okay, if you're out of place, I got you. That's when you can normally have that type of atmosphere for all of those things to come up.
Well, we're gonna miss McKinney. He's gonna be out. He's out 2 to 4 weeks with a broken hand. So Julian Love is gonna be calling the plays on defense, he's been playing amazing this year as well. It's that's defense has just been highly underrated. They have some great players. Dexter Lawrence is a monster in the middle. Leonard Williams.
That is my, other than Saquon, that is my MVP of the Giants. That's
he is a monster.
Yeah,
he's just been dominating. He's been dominating in the middle of that line.
Yeah,
and if you can control the line on both sides,
that's what you can control the game. And that it looks like that's what Daboll is stressing. Brian Daboll, the coach of the Giants, it looks like that's what he's stressing. It's like control both lines of scrimmage. And I think we can make hay, and they have. I mean, even in the 2 L's that they've had, the teams had to struggle to beat them. I mean, the Cowboys really struggled to beat them because it was not easy for them.
And then the Seattle game was just a couple of just hit mishaps, man. There's some. If we play mistake-free football, we can usually win. But when you make mistakes, it comes back and bites you. But hey, listen, 7-2. We can't. Nobody expected us to be 7-2.
And that Seahawk game, to me it was just basically a fourth quarter of miscues that really messed them up. But look, I can't complain either. 7-2. They are 1 game behind the team with the guy who we're about to bring on now, who he roots for passionately and ardently, and you will see in the backdrop and with his gear. He joins us every Friday morning around this time, which is around 7:35 Central, 8:35 Eastern, 6:35 where he is, posted out in the Mountain Time Zone. It is the one, the only Sam Shady of the Shady Sports Network, also part of the NFC Beast, along with my brother here, Wise El Jefe. How are you doing, sir?
Doing pretty well. Good morning, fellas.
Morning, man. Sam, I just want to congratulate you on all the great things you're doing, man. The XFL draft coverage and all that.
Please do.
Congratulations, brother.
Please
Thank
do.
you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. It was a lot of fun, but grueling for sure.
Oh, yeah. So proud of you with the work that you're doing. And I know this is just the next step. This is not an ultimate step. This is just the next step. I'm so happy for the growth of your show and your network and all the things you're doing there.
Thank you.
All right, let me start with the bad news and get it out the way first. All right, so talk to me about Monday night.
Well, it was quite an embarrassing loss to me. Not because of how or who it happened with, but how it happened. Towards the end of the game there, we had an opportunity to possibly drive down the field and tie the game. We ultimately failed on that drive. And then on the subsequent defensive drive, a penalty basically killed any chance we had of coming back and ultimately tying or winning the game. And it was one of those bonehead penalties that could have been avoided I believe it was Brandon Graham actually.
Yeah.
Hit
Yeah.
Taylor Heineke after he kind of gave himself up and he was down, and it resulted in a roughing the passer, as it should have. By the way, that was the right call.
Yeah.
But it definitely altered the game, and to me, that was a bonehead mistake by a veteran team, and it didn't have any place in the game.
Yeah, I've said that too. I was like, yeah, I may personally disagree with the integrity of the rule, but you look at the penalty, it is what it is. I mean, it is that is roughing the passer. I mean, if quarterback gives himself up and you still hit him after the fact, yeah, you're gonna get that flag thrown. So yeah, I agree with you there. And credit to him for actually taking credit for that too. It's like, yeah, that's my bad on that. I should know better. The most alarming thing that I saw about that game was a team that normally doesn't. They have the tools to do it, but they don't really execute as well in doing it, and that's running the ball. You don't really hear the Commanders actually dominating games running the ball, but of course they have Gibson and Robinson in the backfield. Seeing how they controlled the game with the offensive line of scrimmage versus the defensive line for the Eagles, that was the most alarming thing that I saw. So before we get to the two signings and making you happy, talk to me about the importance of Jordan Davis.
So I want to preface this by saying the Eagles defense was never really defending the run all that well prior to Davis's injury.
True.
But after Davis's injury, I want to say it was somewhere in the neighborhood of almost 6 yards per carry. That is insane. That's like elite level running back production in like a single game. And that was a whole, multiple game stretch that we were giving up right after Davis's injury. So yeah, I mean, after watching what Houston did to us 2 weeks ago, and then what Washington did to us this weekend, or Monday night, sorry, it was embarrassing. I mean, it was like we were neglecting the run defense, knowing full well that Davis probably isn't going to be back right away. That's why he's on injured reserve. And there were guys out there that could have come in prior to last weekend and maybe been the difference in that victory.
Yeah, that was the one thing I noticed. I was like, wow. I didn't realize that big of a presence would be him. I mean, this is a rookie defensive tackle. I did not think that presence would be missing that badly. But man, was I wrong. And I'm not even talking about Monday's game, when the game beforehand, when they were in Houston playing the Texans, and Dameon Pierce was gashing that defense. I was like, wow, they're really missing that presence in the middle. But
exactly.
But I say that to lead into the two signings that the Eagles got this week. So they signed former Chargers defensive tackle Linval Joseph, and then the very next day they signed former Lions and Bucks and Dolphins, I believe, too, defensive tackle Ndamukong Suh. Both defensive tackles, of course, they have never really worked with each other, but they get a chance to work with each other now. Before we add the Jordan Davis component into play, how well do you think that Joseph and Suh can plug up the middle?
Oh, very well. If I was going to pick two free agents to bring in for our run defense to try and fix this, Linval Joseph probably would have been at the top of my list because he was a cheaper guy. He's a lesser known name, but he's very, very good at two gap schemes, and that's what we need him to do. And then also Ndamukong Suh, I mean, everybody knows that guy's a mauler. He always has been. He may not be the most popular player in the league. In fact, he's probably one of the most dirty players in the league. So my worry with him is obviously the penalty situation, but at the same time, we're not talking about an every down starter here. We're talking about a guy who's going to play situationally in a rotation with Fletcher Cox and Javon Hargrave and Linval Joseph as well. And then as well, Milton Williams, who splits time between defensive end and defensive tackle as well. So there's a lot of guys in that rotation, but the thing is we now have those big bodies that can come in in obvious rundowns, which we saw against Washington in particular on third down this past week.
Yeah,
in which we were dominated on third down. I believe they converted almost 70% of their third downs, and that's well above the league average. So, I mean, that shows you how bad it was. And I think Howie Roseman's telling the world, we're all in on 2022, where we need to win before we sign Hurts to a big money contract.
Yeah, I agree. I think that was the message that was sent this week. And when I saw the signings of Joseph and Sue, I was thinking, of course, about you and of course our fellow friend Cool McCain. I was like, I think these brothers will be happy. I think they'll be happy because those are two good names to plug into the center of that defensive line. And we've talked about this off air. I think when you add in Jordan Davis, and this is a point that I think Cool brought to me, he says, I would love to see them rotate with the three of them. And I would love to see that too, considering that, especially if you're going to have teams that are going to run against. Of course, they won't face the Commanders anymore this year unless it's the playoffs. They still face the Cowboys. They still face the Giants, and they have stout running games. Of course, the Cowboys have one when they want to use it, but the Giants definitely do. So I think having that rotation will help them. And I think he said that Davis is due to come back after 2 weeks. So your prognosis of the poorest defensive line that now looks like they're going to be probably one of the best to stop the run.
Well, obviously, I'm very encouraged. Like I said, this shows that we obviously understood the gravity of the situation. I mean, we're we're in the middle of November. You know, snow's flying. It's the time when teams are going to pound the rock. It's the time when the run game and run defense is the most important factor of your team, because you're not going to be throwing it 40, 50 times a game like we've seen in the past. Especially right now, because the Eagles defense had a hole there. So we were only going to see more and more and more run. So addressing that situation was something that we really had to do right away. Now, obviously, we know that Davis, as you said, will be back in 2 weeks. Excuse me. Sorry about that. So when he comes back in 2 weeks, while I do like the idea of them rotating all three of those guys as well as Cox and Hargrave, I would kind of question if they have enough roster spots to roster technically 6 defensive tackles, because you got to consider Milton Williams as well. So I would probably expect to see, in this case, Joseph get cut. And then we would see a rotation between Davis and Sue, as well as Cox and Hargrave, and then Williams in there on certain downs as well.
Yeah. And I think those signings are absolutely important. I think it was integral to this season if the Eagles are meant to go far, because they will be tested. Not only do they still have 2 games against the Giants, they also have to play the Bears too. So if the running defense is going to be tested, they're going to see if the now more stout defensive tackles can help that running defense be better. Now, switching gears, I believe up north they are having their Super Bowl played this Sunday, the Grey Cup, and it's between the Argonauts of Toronto and Winnipeg Blue Bombers. What do you see in this game?
Well, I mean, if you're a CFL fan, you kind of know which direction this is going to head. A lot of people are already picking Winnipeg. Winnipeg is the heavy favorite. In fact, they've won the last 2 Grey Cups in 2021 and 2019. The CFL didn't have a season in 2020. So in 2022, they basically were the most dominant team once again in the regular season, and it wasn't even close. There was a lot of games that were blowouts. So a lot of people are looking at this matchup as like a David and Goliath type situation. Toronto was a team that got hot at the right time, but their overall record was not all that impressive. Winnipeg just rolled straight into the playoffs. So it's one of those situations where Toronto is already being picked to lose by the vast majority of people. But I wouldn't want to count them out if it's me. I mean, this is a 1-game playoff situation. So, they're not playing for tomorrow. They're not playing for next week. They don't have to worry about, injuries and stuff. They've got until next season to rehab. So I think those guys in Toronto want to have that prowess of having knocked off the 2-time champion and knowing that it was because of them that they didn't get 3 in a row. So I really think that this game's going to mean a lot to Toronto. And I don't want to say Winnipeg is going to take it lightly, but they've been there before. They're not going to be necessarily playing like their life is on the line, so to speak.
All right. To that end, and I'm glad you mentioned, because I was going to say the Blue Bombers seem to be now the team to beat in the CFL. What do the Argonauts need to do to topple the Bombers and actually bring home the Grey Cup to Toronto?
Well, actually, 2 things. So you need to stop the run, and you need to get pressure up the gut into the quarterback's face. So obviously, a big reason why they found so much success is Zach Collaros. He's one of the better quarterbacks in the league. So if you can get pressure early on and stifle the run game, this offense is going to be basically negligible. It will be completely irrelevant, and their defense will not be able to stop Toronto's offense in a situation like that where their offense isn't playing ahead.
Yeah. Ryan McCarthy, who also is a good CFL aficionado along with Sam, says it was a David and Goliath situation the last time the Argonauts went into the Grey Cup in 2017, and they knocked off the Stampeders. And to that end, do the Blue Bombers have to basically just stay doing what they have always done this past year to succeed, or do they need to tweak something and specifically do something different to beat Toronto?
I think Winnipeg could probably just play their game, and this is most likely going to end up coming out their way. Toronto, like I said, is the heavy underdog in this game. So I think they're the ones that really need to make some adjustments and kind of evaluate their game plan and see if it's something that Winnipeg can't shut down.
Right.
I could see Winnipeg kind of coming with a couple wrinkles just to keep Toronto on their toes and ultimately keep them guessing.
Right.
But I don't really think they're going to make a lot of adjustments from what we saw in the regular season.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. And see, this is what you normally would get with the Shady Sports Network. You get this comprehensive football, and it doesn't have to just be CFL, NFL. Comprehensive football knowledge. It just pours from this man. So we appreciate having him come every Friday morning at this time. Tell people where they can find you and all the programming that you do provide and offer.
Absolutely. So we're pretty much located everywhere now. I think we're on six or seven different podcast apps with our audio podcast. And then really what we're trying to promote right now is the YouTube channel. We're really trying to hit that magic 1,000 number, as is everybody else who's doing the YouTube thing. But basically what I would like everybody to do is, if you haven't checked it out yet, on Wednesday, along with one of my co-hosts, was live for 8.5 hours covering the XFL draft. So it would be awesome if you all could go check that out as soon as this episode's over. And, maybe let me know what you think, how I can improve, because draft coverage is definitely going to be a big part of what we do. So I'm definitely open to any suggestions. Anybody who wants to come on and be a guest for, the XFL supplemental draft, and possibly the USFL draft in the future as well.
Yeah, I think when it comes to football, we'll probably be flocking over to that channel. Yeah, definitely smash that like button for almost any video that you see of him, and hit that subscribe button, because yes, it is important that this creator gets to 1,000 and beyond, because he will give you that coverage that every hardcore football fan wants. Sam Shady of the Shady Sports Network. And you also can find him even on the BS3 network too, every Saturday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central, as he reps, as you see, the Philadelphia Eagles, along with YZ Heffy, who reps the New York Giants for the NFC Beast. So tune into that, and you will see what I'm talking about with the extensive knowledge that this man has. Sam Shady, the Shady Sports Network, as always, my friend, thank you for not just contributing to here, but being part of the Fanatic feedback zone as well and contributing the way you do there.
Absolutely. Always. Just wanted to real quick before I get off here, shout out to Cole, first of all. If you haven't seen the NFC Beast, you definitely want to see the intro and the outro that Cole made for us. It is amazing work as always. And then also shout out to Cool McCain, who made our new logo, which I am very proud of. In fact, one of the things that I was kind of embarrassed by was our old logo. It was very Mickey Mouse to me. So I'm super happy to finally have something that I can be proud of, and it's because of Cool, and he did it on his own time because he is a good dude. So, just an awesome community that we are kind of building here, and I'm very lucky to be a part of, this group. So thank you for everything, Cole, Wise, Cool, Brian, Ben, everybody in this little group. I appreciate all of you guys.
And we appreciate you, man.
Keep doing all the stuff you're doing, brother. You're doing some great things.
Yeah.
And as long as you keep grinding, you're gonna get there. Because you have that drive. You have that drive. You have that knowledge. You know what you're talking about. And you put out some great content. So just keep grinding, brother. You're gonna sky's the limits for you, brother.
And you have that heart that makes people want you to win. And I love that too about you.
I appreciate that. Well, I would feel the same about both of you guys as well. So I'm sure it's only a matter of time before Snowman in the morning is there. And Wise, I think you're already at that point. You've long been at that point, as far as I know. So yeah, definitely.
Appreciate that, brother. But
absolutely,
I still got some ways to go.
Yeah, we all do. We're all trying to get better, right? So that's what's the best part about this is I got some great people to learn from, and hopefully I can impress some knowledge on some other people.
Yeah, and you will. Sam Shady, the Shady Sports Network, as he joins us every Friday, 8:35 Eastern. And we appreciate you as always. Thank you again,
Definitely,
sir.
brother. We do.
Definitely. Have a great weekend, guys.
You too, my man. That's Sam Shady, the Shady Sports Network, as he joins us every single Friday. Wonderful, wonderful knowledge in the world of football, XFL, USFL, CFL, the Arena League, NFL, doesn't matter. Just football in general, you will get comprehensive content from that channel and from that man in general.
Bro, he brought up a great thing. This community we have here.
Yeah.
And that's one of the brightest spots that we have is this community.
Yeah.
You have some guys here and some women here that are just they're friends. They'll support you. They'll go check out your stuff. They'll share. Listen, I can't count how many times Sick or AP or Andrew
or Vic,
share what we have.
I'm
saying Victor, it's amazing to have such a great community.
Yeah.
And then everybody in the community is very talented. We touched on this yesterday. Everybody in this community is extremely talented.
Yeah.
Sky's the limit for everybody in this group because we can. It's not like we all love sports. That's what brought us together is our love for sports. But then we come to find out a lot of us have a lot of similar things outside of sports.
Yeah.
Things that we love to do, and just the fact that we're all content creators and the way we do and what we do, it's an honor to be able to share some of the stuff I know.
Yeah.
I'm saying any of the guys know if they ask me for anything or ask me, hey, Wise, I need a tip on this, or they can reach out to me. They know. Just same way I reach out to you when I'm stuck on something. I'm like, yo, Cole, what you think about this?
Yeah.
And you like, you be honest. You like, maybe I want to work on this, but the rest of it was good.
Yeah.
I'm saying, but that's how you're supposed to be. That's the kind of community. Or if I'm stuck on something, I'm like, yo, Cole, I need an idea or something. You just, how about you do this? Or you do this? So it's community. I'm always talking about networking and all that. If you seriously want to build anything, any kind of business, podcast, whatever you want to do, you need to network. You need to get to know those people that are in that field that you want to do whatever you want to do, and build those relationships and just grow.
Yeah, the power of networking, which I think it took me a long time to learn. That is a currency that actually is better now than just straight money. Although, of course, if money comes and when it does, that will be welcome too. But
you will not say no to that.
No, will not say no to it. Yes, but
that's the problem nowadays. Is what do we say? How do we deem success? What is successful to people nowadays? And a lot of it has to do with status, money. For me, it's completely different. Success for me is being able to help a brother out, help somebody out, help anybody. Success to me is when somebody sends me a message and say, "Hey, this episode I needed to hear this episode."
Right.
It's not how many cars I have or what jewelry I'm rocking or what clothes most of my clothes is from Walmart, brother. Of course, I got a couple of stuff, but why am I going to spend money on stuff that I'm going to wear down? What, for a name going across my chest? Nah, I'm good.
Yeah. Well, let's see here. Yeah, I agree. And that's a great lesson to learn in a wonderful community in which now I'm a part of. And yes, and we are talking about you, the viewing audience as well.
Yes, of course.
The chat or the fanatic feedback zone, and of course the BS3 network family as well. A quick reset for hour number 2, and we'll be right back.
Cause we take this job so serious.
What in the all types of blue hell?
Yes, it's Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson.
With Wise El Jefe, I am Cole Johnson. The Snowman himself is actually away with an appointment that he has to take care of, and he will either join us in the chat later or he will see us Monday. But right now, I want to bring on another NFC Beast alum. Also, he is the moderator of the forecast and moderator of Ari and Daddy. The man who is the owner, the manipulator, and the operator of the BS3 network, Ben Sudderth III, aka BS3. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, guys. How you guys doing?
Good morning, Ben.
Good, doing good. How are you, man?
Good. Glad to be on this morning. Glad to be on this side of the dirt, like the old people say.
I love that. Same. I feel the same, my man. I feel the same. Okay, let me see if I could put this in a way that I can fashion it in a
man,
wonderful night.
Lollygagging about it, man. Stop lollygagging about it.
In a wonderful, nice.
Just turn the knife.
What happened in Green Bay, man? I don't understand how this team that supposedly is on its way to Super Bowl laid that big of an egg in Lambeau.
We cannot, and I think I said this last week, we cannot seem to beat Aaron Rodgers. It doesn't matter what the circumstances are. It doesn't matter if Aaron Rodgers it's him and 4 guys from Walmart. It don't matter. We just can't beat them. He pulled Christian Watson, I believe his name, out of the bag.
Yeah,
it's like we couldn't cover him. I think the biggest problem is the Packers are in our head. Aaron Rodgers is in our head. We just cannot seem to get past them. Tony Pollard had another great game.
Yes, he did.
Give him 20 more touches this week. But Dak and some untimely interceptions. We didn't look like we could play with the big boys. This was a game that I think we could have checked off and said, okay, we beat the big man on the block, if you will, and we couldn't do it. We had opportunities. We just couldn't do it.
To me, it's the play calling. Is to me how you go away from what, like he said, Tony Pollard had another great game.
This is what frustrates me. So Pollard, 115 yards between 2 carries. You actually have Malik Davis, who was subbing for
Zeke.
for Zeke. He gains almost 40 yards his doggone self. So between those two, you gain over 150 yards and you have a 2-touchdown lead on the road. Why do you go away from that when it was working all game long?
Why not keep pounding the ball? Why not?
Yeah. And that's Kellen Moore. He likes to get away from things. He wants to show his creativity, which that's all great and dandy, but do what wins. Forget being creative. If we're up by 50, then you can be creative and do all types of other weird stuff you want to do. But
he said,
when it's time, do what you need to do. And this is one of the things they talked about on the Fan here in Dallas, is that he has problems in tight areas. So when they're in a goal line situation or when they're in 4th and 2 or something like that, they cannot seem to get out of their own way. And a prime example, and they said he wasn't going to make that field goal. I don't care if you didn't think he was going to make it. That was your best opportunity to win. Going for it on 4th and 4, that's not your best opportunity to win. I don't care what analytics or what the win tells you. I would rather you try to kick the field goal and miss it than you try to go for 4th and 4 and give them easy
prime
field
position.
Yeah, prime position.
I think Vic made a key point right there. Dak is paying they're paying Dak all that money. So I think they need the stats to reflect him getting paid that kind of money. Because I don't know any other reason of why you will go away from what's working for me.
I will
pound the rock all day. That's why I love Mike Kafka. He doesn't want to listen, Daniel Jones he knows what Daniel Jones's capability is. He's not gonna have Daniel Jones pass the ball 30 times. As much as I would like to see some passing TDs from I don't care. Just keep running the rock. If you want to run the rock all day, run the rock.
I do not give a crap. The quarterbacks get paid mostly by putting W's on the board, not having 300-yard games and L's. And if they want to legitimize Dak being the QB, keep winning games the way that you've been winning them before, and the way you've been winning since Dak's been back too. I mean, you had 2 previous games where the running game was the difference.
I don't recall seeing Troy Aikman pass the ball 40, 50 times. Never.
No.
Yeah,
And
he didn't have to.
Exactly.
He had the greatest running back of all time.
My point exactly.
Exactly.
And he's a Hall of Fame quarterback. So what does that tell you? Kellen Moore, Mike McCarthy, run the damn ball.
And that is what frustrates me about your Cowboys, man. I don't get why Kellen Moore, like you said, I don't get why he wants to be so creative. And I don't get why Mike McCarthy is not saying to Kellen, look, son, the Barnum and Bailey circus offensive play calling is fine and dandy. We're up 2 touchdowns. Let us pound the rock. Let's get out of here with a W. Let's run the ball. Look, we're actually having success running the ball. Keep doing it.
You think it frustrates you? I can imagine how Ben feel.
Yeah.
And I don't root for the Cowboys, right?
The bigger thing too is kind of to what Wise was saying is game management. We're fine when it's quarter 1 all the way up to the 4th quarter with 2 minutes left. But when it's 2 minutes left, we just seem to not know how to coach. We just seem to forget how to manage, how to call timeouts, how to kick. We just I don't, and I think McCarthy's arrogance and I think his ego got in the way. Obviously, he wanted to get a win, and what better way to get a win than to go for it on 4th and 4 and prove okay, put your balls on the table. Like I'm gonna show up here and make a statement. But that got in the way. So again, it goes back to management of the game. We can manage up until the last 2 minutes, and then it just seems like we forget. And this is one of these games I personally believe that we had to win. I think it was a must win.
I agree.
Because the Eagles are continuing to win, number 1. But number 2, this is the boogeyman for this team, Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. And number 3, you still wanted to keep pace with the Giants too. Although yes, you do play them. You do play them in 6 days, but still, but you still have to keep pace with them too. Now you're in third. And because of this hubris that Mike McCarthy has, and yes, for those who don't understand, McCarthy used to coach the Packers. And so, yes, he went to Lambeau, and of course he wanted to prove, yes, with my new team, I'm going to beat my old team. And he was on his way to doing it, except, and I love you for this, Vic, when they didn't have the philosophy of, as Lovie Smith used to say, get off the bus running the football. And if they did, I guarantee you, my friend, I guarantee you, Mr. Sudderth III, your Cowboys would be 7-2 and not 6-3.
Bro, they got off the bus running the football.
That's what I'm saying.
They stopped.
That's what I'm saying.
Stopped running.
That's what I'm saying.
If
they had that philosophy of, okay, we're just gonna pound them and pound them and pound them and pound them until we hear that the referee hit the pistol a second time. We are going to run the football. I don't care how successful Dak is through the air.
Yeah, and those two interceptions.
One of them in the end zone.
Yeah, one of them was CD and was that Schultz trying to figure out who was supposed to be running the up route and who was supposed to be running the whoever. They got mixed up. Now that's on them. That's on Dak. The other one in the end zone, that's inexcusable. You can't be throwing end zone interceptions. I don't care. That when you're in the red zone, that's your prime opportunity to score. And when you don't score, all that does is give the other team the bigger advantage. So that goes again back to play calling. Like it's, this is not there was a lot of weird things that happened this week. A lot of weird teams that won and lost and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But when we look at positioning, kind of what you were saying, Cole, in this division, this was a must-win game because the other teams are getting better. We seem to be lacking right now. And what the Eagles did this week,
right?
I don't know, man. They all, if all in was a thing, they're definitely all in this year.
They're all in. Oh no, by the way, the Cowboys can turn around and look back. Oh, the Commanders are one game behind them. Yes, I know the Cowboys beat them earlier this year, but still, all these games matter.
Yeah.
All these games matter. Every last one of these games matter now. You cannot leave wins on the table, and you cannot leave wins on the field. And in my opinion, my friend, the Cowboys left that win on the field. They left that win in Lambeau because that should have been the W.
And coming up this week, we got to play the Vikings.
Yes,
they only lost one game, and after beating Buffalo. So, I mean, it's not getting any easier.
No,
because then right after that, you face the Giants.
No, yeah. But then 4 days after that, you play the Giants at home. So, yeah, I look at it this way. The Cowboys have to understand that you are now in a season where you feel as though this is it. And if you're going to feel as though, if you're going to be like how Dak said that this, everybody's counting us out, everybody's downing us, and we have to prove to people that we are a good team. Well, you got 2 games now in front of you within 1 week's time where you can prove that you are the team that you think you are.
Yeah.
Because the Vikings now are tied for first and they tie for the number 1 seed, although, yes, the Eagles had the advantage because they beat them head-to-head. But they're tied for the number 1 seed in the NFC, and you got another team that's ahead of you to follow that in your own division. So you got to prove that if you are the team you say you are, you got to come out this time next week 2-0 in those games.
Yeah. And if I see Kurt 2 Chainz Cousins out here again if they
don't get me started on that.
They better not beat us, man, because I do not want to see him doing his Adam Schefter impersonation. Maybe they're impersonating each other. I don't know.
Do not get me started on that. And Ryan, so I'm glad all of you can see what I'm seeing too. He says the bigger your lead, the more emphasis you should have on winding down the clock. That's why pounding the rock, especially if he was going for you to build that 2-touchdown lead, is important.
It was working. I mean, we were getting 4 yards of carry?
Yes, 4 to 5 yards you were gashing the Packers defense, gashing them. It wasn't so we're getting 2 yards here, 2 yards there, 2 yards there, and then we have a 20-yard run.
Listen, if anything is their weakness, is that run is you could run on the Packers.
Yes,
They've been
you can run all day on them.
It's been shown all year.
Yeah,
Giants ran on them.
Yeah, you can run all day on the Packers, and that's what infuriated me about that. That is what continuously infuriates me about the Packers. I mean, about the Cowboys. They know they have this in their arsenal, yet they want to be cute, and this is what Ben and King Dog. When you're listening and watching this, I want you to understand what I'm about to say. This is why I cannot be a Cowboys fan, because I see this type of game happen with the Cowboys far too often.
Yeah, way too many times. And King Dog's actually up in Minnesota. He's actually going to the game.
He's going to go to the game.
So that should be interesting. And I agree with Victor's comment. Like this David and Goliath narrative is crap. Like you're being counted out because you played like crap. That's why. It's not because we're the big man's on the block and we need to be respected. You're third in the division. Okay, shut up and play.
That's right.
A division they were predicted to win.
They were predicted to. Almost everybody was predicting
Dallas to win the division. Yes.
Yeah. Almost everybody's predicting to win the NFC.
The real ones knew that on paper the Eagles really had the better roster.
Yes, Eagles had the best roster, and they still do. Yeah. And they're getting better now. So yeah,
right. Linval, Joseph, and Sue
in the same week. Signing them in the same week.
It's gonna be impossible to run on them.
Right. By the way, they have a man child that's healing.
Yeah. And they got fresh legs. We're at week to 11?
We're week 11 now. Mm-hmm.
They're only playing 6 games. I mean,
week 11.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy how the NFL season goes.
If
week 11 already?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, it only feels like yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Victor says, man, Dak needs to be quiet right now because there's a reason why we're being counted out. Tell Pennywise to run the ball. 100, Vic, 100. He also says, running the ball tires out the defensive line. Oh, what a shock. Which takes pressure off of Dak.
Shocker.
And the best, and to me, the best quality positions on the Cowboys right now is defensive line. Give them the most optimal opportunity to be the best they can be. And how you do that, you run the ball and have them be fresh-legged coming off the sideline.
That defensive line haunted Daniel Jones because it wasn't just Micah Parsons.
Yes,
it was everybody on that defensive line that was getting to Daniel Jones that game against against the Giants. So you have the studs on defense. You have that line. Mm-hmm. So why wear them out by giving up the ball right back?
Right.
Grounded. Let the defense get some.
That's right.
Rest.
Keep that defense, especially that defensive line, fresh and pound that rock, especially when you have success pounding it. I don't understand that.
Yeah. And the Packers just losing last night to me proves that we're not ready. We still can't get over the boogeyman. We're not ready.
No. And this is what's even sadder about that, Ben. The Titans actually said that they weren't going to start a few guys. So they were undermanned and still beat the Packers by double digits in Lambeau.
Because they got full dose of Derrick Henry.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and Derrick Henry did not run for 100 yards, but you know what he did? They kept pounding it with him, and it worked. Those 28 carries, it made the play action viable.
Because then at the goal line, they thought he was going to run it in. What my boy do?
He passed it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It opens up so many different dimensions of your offense when you can run the rock.
And I'll keep saying this until the cows come home. Dak Prescott's best ability is play action. Why they don't play action with him more often, I have no idea.
I think that's one of a lot of quarterbacks' best ability is that play action. Because you're getting some time. Because now they're thinking you're running a rock and you got a little bit extra more time to pass the rock.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did throw a
touchdown. Especially when you have a back like Pollard. Like Pollard, man, anytime he touches the ball, it's electric. Like it's. I don't care. I don't care if Zeke's coming back this week or not.
Anytime.
I don't care if Zeke's coming back this week or not. Pollard needs more touches.
No question. Yes. He's an attitude runner.
He's shown he needs to carry the rock 25 times.
He's an attitude runner. And what I mean by that is,
but he's fast.
He's fast.
He'll hit you.
He's punishing, and the team loves it when he runs. They get jazzed and pumped and energized from him. So more of him would be a welcomed addition to the whole Cowboys team. Less of them, and you get the results that you keep getting like you did Sunday.
Right. And like I said last week, do not give Aaron Rodgers time. What did we do? We gave him time and great field position. Like, you were going to lose that game. I don't care. No matter what, you were going to lose that game.
Mm-hmm.
That's like giving Tom Brady the same situation. You're going to lose that game.
Yeah.
They've been in these situations so many times. It does not matter what you throw at them. Yeah. They're going to get past it.
You're right.
But like you said, he's in their head. The Packers are in Dallas Cowboys' head.
Packers are in the Cowboys' head.
They rent the space there.
Yeah. And honestly, it's really Aaron Rodgers because the Packers coaching staff and all that have changed. It's just Aaron Rodgers. If this was Jordan Love, I would say we would win this game easy. Well, but it's Aaron Rodgers, and we cannot. He is living in our head rent free.
I'm sorry, Cowboys fan. You need to catch these L's when I actually say that the Cowboys defense made Christian Watson look like Devontae Adams.
Oh wow! Yeah.
All right.
Did he?
All right. Before you go, sir, you mentioned this earlier. The Cowboys are traveling again, this time to the Twin Cities to play the Vikings, the NFC North leading Vikings. What is your prognosis in that game, and do you think the Cowboys will come out with a W there?
I think we will. I think we'll bounce back this week. I know it's going to be a tough outing going up there. The Vikings are just riding high right now, but I think we'll bounce back. We beat them in Minnesota before. We did it with Cooper Rush. So if we can do it with Cooper Rush, I think we can. And the noise that the Cowboys coaching staff is getting this week, that's what they're probably going to do. They're probably going to run the ball 40 times, half and half with Zeke and Pollard. So I think we'll bounce back, get a win. We know the importance of it. And I'm predicting a close win because it's not going to be an easy victory.
Okay, so following the normal, we're going to throw it 50 times, and the coach that gets jazzed up, it's going to be one of the 4. We're going to run it 45 times this game. Okay, gotcha. All right, yeah.
Go flip the script.
Because Michael, McCarthy has to have about 3 or 4 games a year where it's like, see, we can run the ball.
Right.
So hopefully, in this game, that will be it.
And the clock is ticking. He knows it. He knows the clock is ticking.
That seat's blazing.
He gonna need to figure some stuff out. It's gonna be a wrap real soon.
Yeah, that seat's blazing.
Oh, you mean a wrap real soon? He ain't coaching he's not coaching the Cowboys next year.
Yeah, that seat blazing.
He is not coaching.
This is the thing, though. The Jones family don't like giving up control. And as much as I want Peyton Manning, he's going to want some type of control. Are they willing to give it up to get wins? I don't know. I don't know if they're willing to give it up. I don't know if they're willing to come to an agreement because they're so stingy with how they want the organization to run.
Yeah.
And Sean Payton does like to pick his own groceries.
Yeah. Well, he comes with the Bill Parcells tree, yeah. So of course he does. All right, my man. I could talk to you forever because we're tight like that. So where can people find you, sir?
Yes, sir. So BS3 Network, all avenues of social media. BS3 TV on Roku. If you don't have a Roku TV or device, BS3TVLive.com. I missed it last week, but I'm not gonna miss it this week. Coming up at 2, we got Revelations. Coming up at 10, we got Poppy J and Wise Hefe, so make sure to tune in. Great content. And then the NFC Beast tomorrow at 8. So we got great content every day.
And I can tell you right now, one of the greatest supporters that you will ever meet is this gentleman here. I have known him 10 years. The only thing that's changed about him is his age.
And my pant size.
The only two. Okay, fine. Yeah, mine too. The only two things that changed about this guy that I know is pant size and age. But he's been the same upstanding dude that I've known since I met him. Ben Sudderth III. It's always a pleasure just to even be around you, let alone do content creation with you. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, appreciate you guys. Likewise, man. Iron sharpens iron. Both you guys do a great job. Great content each and every day. Whatever you're putting out, I want to see it because I know it's going to be quality.
I appreciate that.
Appreciate it, brother.
And the same from us to you. Thank you again, Ben.
All right. Appreciate it. Have a good one.
You too, man. That is Ben Sudderth III, the owner, the manipulator, and the operator of the BS3 network, as you have seen. And before we get to the BoomSHOCKalaka, let's get to a few of these picks. Why not? All right, so let me throw a softball one in your direction.
Okay.
All right, so Lions at the Giants.
Seriously?
I said a softball one. You thought I was joking when I said it.
Oh man, I'm going with the Giants, man. I think we can. I think we're home. We're gonna do what we do. I think we're gonna have offensively. We're gonna have a really good game. I think this is a game that's gonna show people that everybody's talking about. Oh, you've never been in a shootout. You haven't been in a shootout. Well, we're gonna show you why we don't be in shootouts because we got a really good defense.
Yeah,
and we got a ball controlling offense. So
yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah, they're a team that doesn't need to be in shootouts. I agree with you, and not because they fear of it, but like you said, because the defense is so stout. Yeah, no questions, Giants. And the feedback zone, join along with us, and if we go through these games, that is a 1 p.m. kickoff. Another 1 p.m. kickoff. The Bills hosting the Browns, since they'll be in Detroit and not Buffalo. Kickoff is at 1 p.m. Who's your pick in that one?
Oh man, I'm going with the Bills, but they've been playing real sloppy football.
Perfect word. The 3 losses have been by 8 total points, and that's why they are prone to play sloppy. Yeah,
it's mistakes that shouldn't be made.
Mm-hmm.
You shouldn't be fumbling. I get it happens. It's football, but you shouldn't be fumbling in the end zone.
It makes it
between the snaps. I know it happens. It happens, but
it upsets.
The Bills are going to win,
but
they can't make mistakes. Especially like stupid, silly mistakes like that.
It upsets me that a simple center quarterback exchange is the reason why they lost that game.
Yeah,
sad. The Colts hosting the now 1-loss Eagles. Who do you have there?
The Eagles.
Yeah,
Jeff Saturday is going to come down to reality because now, you see, he won his first game. We knew what we were doing. No, I don't.
You played an inferior opponent.
It just the Raiders. That's even worse. They with a head coach that shouldn't be a head coach. Josh McDaniels, to me, he's a great offensive coordinator, but when it comes to being a head coach, there's certain things you need, and he doesn't have it.
Well,
at least to me, he doesn't.
Well, he got the vote of confidence from Bullhead. Mark Davis. So hey, you that pink slip might be soon and coming.
Okay.
Another 1 p.m. kickoff. This is a slam dunk and a softball pitch to Ryan McCarthy. The Jets traveling to Foxborough. Who do you have in that one?
I've been riding with the Jets since the draft. I'm not changing my ways now. We miss Breece Hall, but they've been running the rock, man. Even with Michael Carter, Robinson, that was a big pickup for us, getting him from Jacksonville. So I'm going with the Jets.
Okay. Yeah. I think the Jets will take it too. I just don't see what they can do in terms of on top of the Patriots. The only way I can see the Patriots winning that game is the same way they won it when they were in the Meadowlands. The Jets just making a whole ton of mistakes. Should I even do the Rams at the Saints?
No.
That's what I thought. All right. No, I'm not going to do the Panthers at the Ravens either.
Keep going. Yeah.
Not doing the Commanders at the Texans. That's Commanders.
We gotta give some love to my man.
Okay. Well, give love to David Pierce.
Yeah, give it some love. Some of our listeners out there are Commanders. Drew's a Commander fan. So who the Commanders against who?
The Texans. That's why I'm not giving love.
Yeah, let's go to Commanders should win.
Yeah. Fine. Yes. Commanders, I'm glad that y'all understand that Taylor Heineke is the quarterback you should have.
Yes, he should have been he should have been starting.
Should have been starting since preseason. They'll go to 6-5. Denver hosting Las Vegas.
Throw that out, yeah.
All right. The Vikings hosting the Cowboys. Who do you have?
I'm going with two chains. I'm going with Kirk Cousins.
Oh, God,
I'm going with Kirk Cousins.
Okay, all right.
Listen, no matter what, I don't care what you say. You have Dalvin Cook, you have Jefferson, and that defense is pretty good.
I agree. Yes. All right. So on paper, yes, I would go for the Vikings. For the image that you just gave me, and of course this was alluding to when we saw Kirk Cousins.
That endears him to his team. Y'all can laugh all y'all want.
When we saw Kirk Cousins shirtless, wearing nothing but chains, coming from DC.
Listen, everybody can say whatever they want, but when you see your quarterback do that, your teammates like, yo, this is our dude. So they go to war for this dude. So I don't care what y'all say. He's overhyped, whatever, but they will go to war with you. So I'd rather have that any day than Mike McCarthy on my sideline. So
I'm rooting for the Cowboys to win because I don't want to see that fool change. I do not want to see that. I do not want to see that fool adorned with chains and shirtless.
I do,
and
that's because it's funny.
And
it pisses everybody off.
And this Sunday's game is proof why I do not trust Kirk Cousins. It took the defense to win that game and a wonderful couple of catches from Justin Jefferson.
Yes.
Not Kirk Cousins because he was 1/2 yard short from bringing that victory home.
The difference is they didn't have a 27-14 lead and blow it. They actually came and won the game. Yeah. So it's the Cowboys, not for me. No, not the Cowboys.
Look for me. See, you wouldn't want what I would want. I'd want the Cowboys excommunicated and Cousins buried. But since I can't do that, I have to be kind. I don't want to see Kirk Cousins shirtless again. I'm not doing the Bengals at Steelers because I really could care less about the Steelers. Sunday night game, Chargers hosting the Chiefs. Now, the last time they played, Justin Herbert's ribs got destroyed.
Man, you know what time it is, man.
I know what time it is. We still got to go through it. And I did not go through the Falcons and Bears. You got two running quarterbacks that probably run each other to death. And the Monday night game, I'm making my permanent partner happy. The 49ers going to the desert. And it's the 49ers.
All right. We're good. Yeah, hit that button.
All right. Oh, Lord. The picks to the monkey fight night. I'm sorry. Okay, it's time for me to press that button. So here we go.
Don't soil this program by putting crap on it. Joe Buck, I cannot take him. I just no dice. I'm glad Carlos Boozer finally took the kiwi off his face. It should be on your shoes, not your face. It's kiwi shoe polish, for God's sake. LeBron should come clean about his age. I wish baby Jesus that I had alcohol in this container because I need some after watching Screaming A. Smith.
Baby Jesus? Really?
6 pounds, 7 ounces. Go tell 5 of your friends and 8 of your enemies that Chris Bass will be in the air.
That's right. We have hit that button. It is BoomSHOCKalaka time as we are joined by the one, the only, the man behind Baseline and Chris Bass Interviews, Chris Bass. How are you, my brother?
Man, I am great, and a hearty BoomSHOCKalaka to you, the mad scientist, and of course to Wise All. and our brother Rain Man, and everybody in the chat room. Good morning and a BoomSHOCKalaka to all of you.
Definitely. Victor says, let's get the bass going. Hey, Pistol says, oh, here we go.
Yeah.
And Andrew's saying bass time. Look, my friend, you are as anticipated to come on this show from them as you are from us. So I will.
For your story. They've been waiting for your story, bass.
Yes. So I will now.
Yes. I wrote it down so I wouldn't forget.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
yeah.
So now I will open the floor to you. Whatever's on your mind, you can start with the story. We will definitely tell the story if you're not gonna go right off the bat. What is on your mind, sir?
Okay, first let me get this off my mind, and then I'll go into the story that I teased last Friday. So again, and I'm not going to really go into this in the future because it hurts my brain, and I don't like that when it happens. So he who should not be named, as we all know who this person is. I'm going to address this. I'm going to bury today is the funeral. Get out your church hats because it's a homegoing, and I'm going to bury it once and for all. Whenever I put notifications out of my show or shows, this person types too early. And we had this conversation before. In fact, I called him yesterday. And I said, look, bro, seriously, why do you do that? Because it's too early. No, back up. There is no time limit on notifications on Facebook. Why do you do it at 9 a.m.? Because I don't want to do it at 9 a.m. Central Time. I'll do it when I want to. Well, look, man, I take into consideration people who work, notification rings. Okay, look, man, I hate to tell you this, but there is a way to cut off the ding. You can do that. And that way you won't, I want to know when your show is. Dude, I cannot help you anymore than I'm trying to help your ass right now. I can't. Now, wherever you don't smoke, you better start to consider smoking. Now, whatever your vice is fine. Maybe if you smoke, maybe if you drank, maybe the cells in your mind will regenerate. Because right now, you're SOS and DOD. You're stuck on stupid and dangling on dumb. It just has to come to an end.
What man said dangling on dumb?
It doesn't make any sense.
I love you, Bass. I do.
You know I love you more.
Oh my gosh, yes.
You can't. It is impossible to walk around with an empty skull. Maybe I got it all wrong.
I don't think you do, sir.
It might be you. It might be you. It could
man,
be. I don't know. Sometimes you got to reflect inside, look inside, and see: is it me? Is it really me? But in this case, I don't think.
No, it's not him in this case.
No, it doesn't make any sense. I talked to the brother literally yesterday, and I said, "Look, man, how do you do it? You want me to show you how to call notifications? Hell, nope. You find out for yourself. You do it your damn self. I'm not going to help you. It's just that simple. You're going to harass me, harass my show. You are the anti-show. I call really the nickname for the Antichrist. He is the anti-show, and you want me to help you? No. Are you out? That's right. You don't have a mind to be out of. Oh. You can't do it. Remember the song back in the day, if you're old head or just like old R&B, The Love I Lost.
Oh, yeah.
By the great Harold Blue Notes, Teddy Pendergrass, the lead. I'm not a singer. I'm not trying to be a singer, but this is how I'm going to end this service that we have right here because we're burying this dead, dumb ass person. The brain or the mind I lost. The mind I lost was a dead one. The mind I lost. I couldn't think of one. The mind I lost. I will never have again. It was a dumb mind. I lost it. Can't get it back. Sorry, I lost it. Couldn't add 2 + 2.
I lost it.
Would he help me, please? Me and you.
Sorry, I lost it.
I had it in my hand.
I lost it.
Drop on the floor, stepped on it.
Sorry, I lost it.
No more mind.
I lost it.
Oh,
sorry, I lost it.
I'm telling you, you go on and on. It's to the break of dawn. I'm telling you, it just has to come to an end.
Now you want me to? Now you harken me to listen to "Love I Lost Again."
It's a great song.
I love the song.
Just put in the mind I lost. You got what's his name?
Oh man,
I'll do the steps and everything, man. You know,
the mind I lost.
Oh, was a dead mind. Yeah, I'm telling you. You can't operate that way. I don't know how you walk on the earth. I don't know how do you get out of bed, put 2 feet, put 1 foot in front of the other, and just go about life. I don't understand it.
Oh no.
So that's the end of that. I can't take no more.
The mind I lost.
The mind I lost. Yeah.
Gosh. Oh Lord. Oh.
Yep. Sorry, I lost it. Yeah.
I was not picturing. I was not picturing I was going to hear Harold Melvin the Blue Notes today, which is one of my favorite groups ever. Yeah. But I'm glad that you brought them into the forefront.
I'm telling you, Doc. It just and for me, this is someone who sadly I consider a good, close personal friend. Really.
You keep saying this.
Right. And because it's true. And if I have friends like this, once again, I don't need enemies. I don't, because once again, he's a radio guy. In the business for a long time. I told we met as instructors at Illinois Media School. One of the first people I met. Good dude. Until. Until. So after until, that's all I got. And so when you try to work with a person, when you try to save them, they can't be saved. You can't do intervention. And remember I told you about Stupid University? If he went to Stupid University, if people Stupid University would say, man, you stupid. That would be insult to stupid people. You on a whole different plane.
Don't we have something for that?
Did he say Stupid University?
Yes, he did.
Yes, so I realized that I think even though it's not advertised,
right,
there has to be a place for stupid people. We don't know because we're not stupid, so we don't know anything about it. It's like a secret club society.
Oh my gosh.
So I come to the conclusion that he graduated from SU, Stupid University. Yeah, and all the stupid ass letters that go along with graduating high honors of being stupid. I can't do no more, man.
Vámonos, dominos, vámonos. Stupid University, where everyone graduates. Magna cum stupid.
I can't even enroll this dude, man. I can't do it.
Now you can't even enroll him.
Even if I try to enroll him and he's there for 1 hour, go call me up. You got to come get your boy. Come get your boy. I mean, we're stupid, but we ain't that damn stupid.
They won't even enroll him. Oh,
won't even take him. So yeah, he's out there by himself. He's lost and turned out.
Oh no, not another classic R&B song.
Yeah, lost and turned out. That's what happens when you have no mind, Doc. I'm telling you.
Oh, man. Lost and turned out.
So yeah, and once again, I'm going to ignore it. So for example, if his dumb ass types too early, I'm not going to like it. I'm not going to angry it. I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to ignore it and just fade to black.
Turn away.
Can't do it.
Grandmama's house. Oh, I'm sorry. My bad.
The docile tones of Cole Johnson, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm so sorry, sir. It's just
no. You're in the groove, man. Do it.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Love That Lost and Olivia Lawson Turned Out. Okay.
Yeah, man.
I was going to think about those songs today, but hey, I'm glad.
They fit the category. We changed the words around, so it is what it is and was what it was. So as we last left the show last week in a cliffhanger about a former co-worker of mine who happened to be lesbian. So when I wasn't on the air at WLS AM Radio Chicago, it being at the time I was in there in the 90s and 2000s, great station to work for. And when I wasn't on the air, I was overnight board out. So there were times I had to train people, and there were times I also work days. This time I was working days at to train a new board out. So she comes and introduces herself and everything else, and I'm going over how to run the board for a nationally syndicated show, put the commercials in, things like that.
Okay.
And a co-worker from the sales department comes in, who was female, nice tight-fitting dress. I'm not trying to, insult people.
Mm-hmm.
And when she left, I was watching her derriere. And so was the person I was training.
All
So
right.
this is right in the beginning of, PC and political correctness. I didn't say anything. I just looked and came about my business.
Mm-hmm.
And then she said, the person I'm training, that was nice, huh? I said, well, what was nice? The buttons on the board here? No. That was nice, huh? What? We talking about the pop machine? No. I'm talking about the lady who walked out of here. Now I'm kind of nervous because I don't want to say anything to offend anybody. And I was like, yeah, that was kind of nice. She was like, kinda. You could bounce the quarter off that thing. I said, yes, you're right. And I got 4 of them. I got 4 quarters at the time. I could have got change. But based upon that conversation, I not know she was a lesbian until we had a conversation as I was training her on the board.
Mm-hmm.
And we got along great. And so the thing about it was, it goes to show you that if you're a person of a free mind, you get along with anybody. I don't discriminate against anybody. Look, man, I got my own closet, bones, secrets, and everything else. So who am I to judge anybody?
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I go about trying to get along with people. Now, having said that, she became a very good friend of mine, and we would kid each other about trying to pull women. So, for example, that one lady that walked out, now mind you, I'm married, but I'm just playing around and stuff like that, with my friend. I said, if I was not married, I could still get her. And she was like, no, you can't. I'll get her first. Oh, see, you want to bet? I wish I was single, man. Shoot, there's no way in the world. Me? With my voice, and I'm 6 feet, and man, please. You ain't got nothing on me. And she was like, I wish we go to a bar base. I could pull some women. And I almost took her up on it. So I got bad luck. Going back to Harold in the Blue Notes, bad luck. I got bad luck. I can't take a chance on that. So I don't want to take a chance on that.
That's what you got.
When I would talk about relationships, about myself being married and having 2 daughters, she was like, man, that's cool, because I want that for myself one day. I said, you get it, man. You'll find the right person and move on. So she was always considerate, always nice. I looked out for her. She became like my little sister when you think about it. And so I remember one night, it's like 2 or 3 in the morning on a Friday, or going early Saturday morning, and she comes by the radio station.
Mm-hmm.
I said, hey, what are you doing here? You forgot something? No. And she sat down and told me that she had broke up with her girlfriend. And I had a deep conversation for the next 2 hours. And it dawned on me, because when you break up with somebody, you're in pain. That's the first thing that you have to go through. She could have went anywhere, but she came to this radio station to talk to me. I took it as a high honor.
Mm-hmm.
And so we talked about relationships and talked about, moving on from a person, things like that. And when you take away all the labels, just stating the fact, sometimes you might forget we're human beings, first and foremost.
Absolutely.
Before you're a man, before you're a woman, before anything else. And so the more I talked to her that night, the more I felt her pain, and the more I realized, look, the thing about it is sometimes we look too hard for relationships. Sometimes we do. And if you just focus on you and, keep your nose clean, quote unquote, try to stay out of trouble, that person just might show up. And the more I talked to her about it, the more she started to feel better. And ironically, that's the last time I saw her. I haven't seen her since. She quit her job. Nobody knew where she went to.
Okay.
And I thought about that recently because, I was going through all my own notes. And I got notes from my job and everything else. And I come across memories about her, just being a solid person. So I say all that to say that in seriousness, we joke around sometimes, but damn, quit judging people. Stop. I know it won't come to an end. I know I'm just spinning my wheels here, but accept people for who they are. It just is, it's just as simple because you can look in the mirror and know what kind of faults you have. So why should you judge other people? And it needs about the whole sexuality thing, man. Look, it's more accepted now than before in the ether, in where we are in our time and place right now, as far as like a different sexuality. I don't care, me personally, because it's none of my business. I want anybody to be in my bedroom watching what I want to do. The only thing that we had talked about that we both had in common was the following. She was asking me one time, just going back to my coworker, what's the main sexual fantasy you want to come true? I said, well, hell, that's easy. Since I was 16, I've always wanted to do what I call the menage a quattro. Me and 3 women. That was always my goal.
Menage a quattro.
That's what I called it. I was 16. I had a dream about that. Man, I gotta make that happen when I get older, man. To do the menage a quattro. And I gotta get 3 female women's and get them all together and make it happen. So I told her this. He was like, you know what? That's the same dream I had.
Oh no.
Shoot. I was like, well, what do you do in your dream? We'll compare notes.
Oh, good Lord.
Hey man, that was I didn't know anybody else had that same dream. The menage a quattro. Yeah, man. I can't do it now because I'll break a hip. But when I was younger, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, get some orange juice and some of those blue pills, man. I might just surprise myself.
Jeez.
It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing.
So she wanted to have the same, or she said she wanted to have the same sexual fantasy as you.
Right. Her and 3 women and me and 3 women. Yeah. It's beautiful.
See, they had a lot more in common than they knew.
Exactly.
That's the moral of the story. It's like you never know what anyone's going through, and I'm with Base, man. I don't care what your sexual preference is.
Right.
As long as you don't try to push it upon me, we good.
Yeah. Yeah, that's sort of subscribe under that. It's like, look, whatever you want to do with y'all is mine. But as for me and my house,
yeah,
that's just not what I don't get down like that. But
I don't. Listen, it's not my place to judge, man.
Right. But
it's my place here to learn and grow and develop and help develop people, not stunt them and not put them in a category like, oh yeah, man. It's not about that anymore. It's not.
It's not. We have more in common than we think.
Yeah.
I believe we really do, and the boundaries that we have are caused by us. I think we're afraid to know other people. I think we stay in our little worlds and don't want to go out of that box and expand and meet new people and have new experiences and learn. And I think sometimes people just get in a situation where they don't want to do that. But no, I've always been in the mindset. Look, like I was back in high school and college, high school in particular. That I realized that you never realize that everybody has a clique or group, no matter where you go.
Yeah.
I got along with everybody.
I did too.
Yeah, because I don't judge people. I didn't then, I sure the hell don't do it now.
Yeah.
You know, the geeks and the jocks and the gay members and anybody. Look, you cool with me, I'm cool with you. Just that simple.
And that's how I was raised. I was like, yo, listen, I treat everyone with the same respect they treat me.
Right.
And that's what my mom, that's what my mom has always talked about. She's like, listen, you treat people how they treat you. That's it. Don't go by what problems they might have with such and such person, because that's not your problem. That person might not have the issue with you. They might treat you with the utmost respect, because this person don't like him, you don't want to like him. I don't. If you have a beef with them, it sounds like a you problem.
Exactly. I remember when I was in high school and one of my friends actually came out to a couple of people, including myself, and I heard that she was gay, but it didn't make difference to me. I mean, you're my homie. And I remember we at the lakefront in the summertime, and she told me, and I was like, okay, that's cool. It's like, don't have anything else to say? Okay, you want to play basketball later? That's what I got to say. I guess she'd been so ostracized by other people, and she thought it was coming free. No. Look, I've heard rumor. It's none of my business. You're still cool with me. Let's go do one-on-ones like I beat your ass in this basketball. That's what I want to do right now, and leave it at that.
They expect pushback and friction.
Exactly.
But that's because they got pushback and friction from somewhere else.
Exactly.
Almost everywhere else.
Yeah,
pretty much.
So they're already assuming like basically gonna be the same way he's gonna treat me. And that's not the case, man. It really isn't. I've met someone who transitioned a couple of years ago, and it doesn't. I don't care. What you choose, you want to be called this. That's fine. I respect your wishes.
Right.
I'll call you whatever you want me to call you. That's. I don't care. That's how you want to live. That's how you live. That's your life. That's at the end of the day, your happiness should be the most important thing to you. Because I know my happiness is not going to be determined by what you say of me. I could care less.
I told my friend then when we were back in high school, I said, look, you like box? I didn't use the word box, but you could get my drift. You like box, don't you? Yeah. And so do I. That's it. I ain't got nothing else. Now, I visited my coworker back at WLS. Talking to her about the female body, I did learn a lot. Now, I thought I knew some stuff, but talking to her about how to do certain things, it worked. I went back home and tried it on my wife. It worked. It worked.
I was waiting for the hook.
Yeah, it worked. Yep.
So your relationship, when I mean relationship, I mean friendship with with your lesbian coworker has led you to have wonderful evenings with your wife.
I'm glad I met my coworker. You have no idea.
See, look at that. A happy.
Glad I met her.
Look at that. A happy story that leads to happy endings for you.
It sure did. God bless her. I thought I knew some stuff, man. I was in the dark about a lot of stuff, man. I was like, yeah, they like that? Yeah, they like it. Go try it out. I will when I get home. Sure did.
Now, of course, it begs me to ask the question, did you want to try the menage a quatre with your wife?
Well, see, here's where I'm a hypocrite at. So I asked my wife, I said, look, I was thinking about bringing in another woman. And I start off slow. I want to do 3 first, then 4. I said do 3. So I figured, is it okay if we bring in, a woman and we can, do the mattress mambo, 3 of us and stuff like that. She was like, okay, well, I got a couple of girlfriends that think be interested. Okay, great. Name a couple of people I know. So that'll be great. The flip side, she was like, if we can do the other way, and then we bring in another guy. No, that's all right. I quit. I quit. That's all right. No, I can't. I'm a hypocrite. I admit that. I was like, hell nope. No.
So you are not the first man I've heard that. I've heard someone say, I want to have an open relationship until my woman wants to have the open relationship. Then I'm like, no, we can't have that. We
no
can't
dice. She shut me down immediately. I think the conversation lasted about 37 seconds. And that was it. Shoot, man. The only sausage is mine, man. I'm sorry. That's about as far as it goes. I'm sorry. I'll never bring that up again. Hell no.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
I was like, I quit.
That is hilarious.
Sure did. And she would tease me every now and again,
Oh no.
What about the menage? No, shut up.
Don't bring that up. Don't bring that up.
Oh my gosh, that is funny.
Yeah, watching TV doesn't matter. We were at the movies. Watching the movie and everything. Whisper in my ear. What about this? No. No.
Don't bring that up.
Oh man. I admit I'm a hypocrite, man. Hell nope.
It's never a dull moment, base. Never.
No. And the tease was worth it because I did not expect that ending.
No.
Yeah. Me neither.
I'm sure you didn't either.
I did not. I thought we can work something out, but ain't nobody working out on my wife but me.
Victor says no dice.
No dice. That's right. No dice. No dice. Hell nope. No way, Doc.
Oh my
Ain't
gosh.
gonna happen.
Okay. And Ryan, this is in honor of you. Dead. Oh, gosh, you are too funny. All right, so what else is on your mind other than the person who shall not be named and the story you just wonderful story you just told?
Well, yeah, that's enough of the person not be named. I won't mention that later in life. I want to think about that. And the lesbian coworker. So, I've been hearing great things about the Wakanda Forever storyline that's been out, and it's doing well money wise, doing well overseas, and I'm really tempted to go see it. I haven't gone to the movies a lot these days, but I'm really tempted to go see it. And again, what people don't understand is there is a reason why certain characters are brought in. I had a conversation before brief about, say, Namor the Submariner. And come to find out that if I got the story right, I think Universal owned the rights to Namor the Submariner, and I think Marvel lost it. Because remember, at one point they were going back and forth in court about Spider-Man. Spider-Man was owned by Sony, and it was owned by somebody else in court for like 10 years to really get it all together. So I think the same thing applies with Namor the Submariner, and that's the reason why he's coming in now, of course, to spin off and do his own thing. So I'm looking forward to seeing his portrayal. Like any other movie, you get good and bad, and some people like it, some people don't. But for me, growing up again, having Namor Submariner comic books, to see it come to fruition is going to be beyond cool. So that, and I don't know, I'm above the mindset that, and this is another back and forth thing that people either are on the fence, not on the fence, but are on one side or the other. I think that T'Challa, the character, should be recasted. Now, that's just me. And I know a lot of people are this or against it. But I think for me, if you recast the character, I don't think they will. I think they're on a different, they're on a different plane. But for me, if you recast the character, again, the character goes on. Now, I'm not giving anything away, and maybe they'll tie it into the movie somehow, because I'm looking forward to the storyline with T'Challa and Storm from the X-Men, because they got married. And then they had their own storyline going at one point. So I'm looking forward to that. So maybe in their own way, they'll find a way to tie it all up, because everybody's like out of sync when it comes to Marvel. You know, they're young, they're old, and whatever, and they'll find a way probably to get that. But I'm looking forward to that storyline, me personally. So we'll see what happens. But again, I've heard more than great movie reviews about it. And some people say, for example, that the first Black Panther movie was great. This one is good. And that's obviously two different mindsets of how to see it. So I want to see it for myself, because my daughter in Texas, she saw it. Friends of mine that called me up because they know I'm a comic book quote unquote expert, and to get my opinion on certain characters. But I'm thinking about checking it out.
Okay. What have you heard about it, Wise?
I've heard nothing but good reviews. Actually, shout out to Jarrell Pyro Johnson. He's actually he's a friend. He's actually in the movie. So I'm excited. I'm gonna check it out. I haven't been to the movie, so I might wait. I really, I rather enjoy the comfort of my own home, where I get to chill and just enjoy it. Get my popcorn, get whatever candy I want to get, and not spend hundreds of dollars just to watch a movie. But even though now a lot of places have alcohol, so never know.
Yeah, I think that's when I'm probably gonna watch it. I don't think I'm gonna go to the movie theater to watch that. But yes, I've heard the same, and I saw them of some of the same ilk as you, Base. Look, I have the highest of my respect for Chadwick Boseman, and yeah, could I actually picture somebody playing him really, not like Chadwick did? But like you said, if they could further storylines in the comic book and the movies, might as well recast the character.
Well, they've already recast Spider-Man 3 times.
Right. You've seen that. You've seen it in Batman. You've seen it in Superman. They've always been recast. That's how you start the machine.
You just can't recast him right now for this phase.
Yeah. I was listening to Jamel Hill's podcast with Winston Duke, who's in both movies, who plays M'Baku. And he talked about how the whole cast went to Chadwick Boseman's gravesite before they made the movie. So you still had that absence and that hole of your star who was beyond a star. I know everybody loved him. He brought dignity to the character, and rightfully so. And so it was a big shoes to fill. So you find a way to finagle, to finesse, and obviously get somebody as a successor. But you got to get the right person. This is no offense to anybody. I've not seen the movie. I just heard about bits and pieces. But to be the lead in anything, that's a lot. That's a lot of responsibility to him or her. And it must be something within them to carry a whole cast. I mean, it's not as easy as people think it is. I mean, even doing a radio show, people think it's easy. No, really it isn't. If you're the lead of an ensemble cast, everybody has to go with the program. Everybody has to have a mission statement and what the show is about, and get on board and play your role. Mm-hmm. It's like The Rock used to say when he was wrestling. The Rock says, know your role and shut your mouth.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's true. Man,
I look forward to checking it out. Yeah, like you. I mean, the comfort of pausing a movie and going to the bathroom.
Yeah.
You can't put a price tag on that. That's priceless.
Show can't. Show can't.
Man, I'm telling you. That's why I love staying at home. It's gonna be a thought process for me if I really want to go see it or not. But man, yeah,
people be like, "Oh, you can't do the movie thing." I'm like, listen, man, the quality of my TV and my surround sound, I can't mimic a movie theater. I can just sit on my couch, chill, serve myself drinks,
change
some popcorn. If I want to go take a smoke break. I'm saying, Nate, I'm good.
Not take a smoke break.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, that's all right there. I don't smoke, but I admire the break. Just to take you a break.
Same. I don't either, but similar. For those who indulge, hey, if you need to do it, more power to you.
Hey, smoke, and in your situation, you smoke, I drink. I'll take me a drink break. I drank. Yeah.
I mean, hey, I know. I know that Wise is like the late Nate Dogg. Smoke weed every day. I know. I know. Well, I could continue to talk all day with you, man, but
well, thank you. I understand.
I actually have to go to work too.
Yeah, so I know we had to cut this short. So where can people find you and all the wonderful things you do?
Oh, well, thank you. The best way to find me is go to facebook.com and type in Chris Bass, CHRISB, as in broadcasting, ASE. Once again, there are about 6,000 different Chris Basses. You only want one, which is me, which is me. You, that's the one you want. You click on there. We can be friends. Check out my social media programs, Wednesdays for our CBI, Chris Bass interviews, and Friday, which just happens to be today, for a baseline. When you free your mind, your yes always follows. So go tell 5 of your friends and 8 of your enemies that Chris Bass will be in the air.
I love that. I admit I love that.
Can't top that. No.
Well, unfortunately, that concludes the Enter the BoomSHOCKalaka segment. We always appreciate everything that you do. Continued success in all you do. And brother, whatever you need, and I haven't forgotten, I got to do 2 outros for your shows. I will definitely provide it for you.
Well, thank you so much, brothers, and happy Thanksgiving coming up to you and to everybody celebrating it. Do what you gotta do. Enjoy yourself. As a wise man say, just earlier, he smokes. If you smoke, that's fine. If you drink, that's fine. If you do both, ooh-wee.
Yes. Ooh-wee is right. Enter the BoomSHOCKalaka, as we always do it every Friday at 9:35 Eastern, 8:35 Central. It's always a fun time, and today was of no exception. Chris Bass, thank you so much for joining us as always.
Thank you, brothers. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody.
And happy Thanksgiving to you and your family.
As well.
Yes.
Take care. Peace. Don't soil this program by putting crap on it. Joe Buck, I cannot take him. I just no dice. I'm glad Carlos Boozer finally took the kiwi off his face. It should be on your shoes, not your face. It's kiwi shoe polish, for God's sake. LeBron should come clean about his age. I wish baby Jesus that I had alcohol in this container because I need some after watching Screaming A. Smith.
Baby Jesus? Really?
6 pounds, 7 ounces. Go tell 5 of your friends and 8 of your enemies that Chris Bates will be in the air.
And that concludes not just Into the BoomSHOCKalaka, but this installment and edition of Snowman in the Morning. I want to thank all of you at the Fanatics Feedback Zone. You all are absolutely wonderful superstars in your own right. Also want to thank my partner, Brian Snow. Hope everything is fine with you. He will return on Monday. And I want to, of course, thank my co-host today, Mr. Wise El Jefe. Wonderful, stupendous job as always.
Always a pleasure, man. Always a pleasure doing some creating content with you. But we seriously need to work on our project, man. I'm serious about that.
Oh, you mean the project just the two of us?
2 of us, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, you heard it first, right there. We might have a future project coming. You never know when.
Never know.
But I think it might happen sooner rather than later. But yeah, I definitely am welcoming that because I just enjoy our chemistry too. That takes care of this show, and I hope everything is fine with you all. Hope you have a wonderful weekend. We will come back on Monday, and remember, take care, God bless, and just remember this. If your dreams don't scare you, then they're just simply not big enough. Dream big, do bigger. That's what we're doing. We hope you're doing the same thing as well. Until Monday, we will say adios. We're going to end in a special way today.